Hi, I'm Jabba the Hutt's lesser-known Twi'lek, Fred. It's
And
canon.
I guess I am rejected Jabba slave, Rae.
Welcome to Costume Couture. Judging by our intros and our looks, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the new anthology film Solo, a Star Wars story.
Which was so good. Go see it.
So good.
It's in
So
theaters
much
now.
fun.
Make your own opinion up about it because I loved it and it was fantastic.
Absolutely. It was great.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the looks of the characters featured in this new Star Wars film. We also might have a couple little spoilers here and there. Since this is a costume show, we're not really going to be talking too much about plot, so tread lightly, maybe come back and see this after you've already seen the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, don't at me, internet, because I know these aren't painted and I know these aren't done. There's no headband, so just...
Nah, at him all you want.
Don't at me. Don't at me. Don't at me.
No adding.
At.
Well, let's start with the man himself, Han Solo, played by Alden Ehrenreich.
Yep, that's the man.
Okay.
We know we can't do last names here. It doesn't work out for us.
So, how do you think he looked in this film?
He looked good.
I thought so too. I really liked the 1970s feathered hair,
Yeah.
which was a huge callback because that
It was.
Ford had that kind of feathered
Yep.
hair, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like that. I liked his jacket. Like
The brown
Han
jacket.
Solo always wears a jacket of some kind or
He
a
does.
vest, and so I liked this new addition.
Mm-hmm.
And the belt was basically the same. Like he basically looked the same, just like a new jacket.
They had really good callbacks. The blue shirt he wore under the jacket was another V-neck, just like the white shirt was in A New Hope. He also had that big fur coat that
that fur
Beckett
coat
loans
was
him.
quite lovely.
It was.
That was quite lovely. You know I like a good fur.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
that was
furs.
good.
Good furs. Let's move on. We're going to talk a side character here,
Beep, boop, bop.
L3.
She was my favorite robot, I think. I think she takes K2SO's place.
She's really good. L337, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
Yeah.
was a delight.
She wants equal rights, and I love that.
She is such a small portion of the film.
Yeah.
But her look is very drastically different from the other droids that we've seen.
And have you noticed that she has bits and pieces of different droids on her? That's how
Yes.
she built herself, was, assembling different parts of droids, and she becomes this person. And funny enough, half that costume was actually practical.
Yes.
She had like a green suit under it, the arms were real, the legs were real, and the
she
top
had
part of the head was real.
She had a torso piece
Yes,
on
the chest piece.
in places.
Everything
too.
else, though, was, obviously CGI'd out.
Right.
But that's a step different from what K2SO had, which was
Straight
primarily
mocap. Yeah.
suit. But it was cool that she was still on set and she was still able to do that and not just do the voice for something.
Absolutely.
So I loved her. I loved that droid. She was a interesting looking thing, and I'm kind of sad that, she
was cut
she
short.
left, yeah.
The character was cut short.
But she always lives on in the Falcon.
She does.
So you
She
can think of it
does.
that way. I guess she's always in the Star Wars movies.
Now, coming up is Qi'Ra,
Khaleesi!
played by Emilia Clarke, and she had one of the most, I guess, varied looks throughout the film. She gets the most costume changes.
She does.
Throughout everything. She is a lieutenant to the character Dryden Voss for most of the film, and she looks the part.
Yeah. She, from a street kid from Corellia to a top lieutenant in a high crime syndicate, you can tell the difference between costumes. And hairstyles, too.
The Corellia look. It reminded me so much of a mall rat from the 80s. She had the, tangled, straggly fur coat herself, and she also had like this...
She had the bangs and everything.
Yeah.
She had like the short curly hair. Yeah.
Almost a jean skirt with that look too.
Yes.
But then next time we see her is in Dryden Voss's yacht.
She's in a sleek black dress, a little bit of gold ornate jewelry. She looks gorgeous.
She does.
And there is also a scene where she is going to the Kessel Spice Mines and disguised as a Trade Federation representative. That cape, bitch.
Yeah.
I love a good cape.
Well,
And she looks so good.
she borrowed it from Lando, And the look underneath it is just as important. She's
Yes.
wearing a flared black miniskirt and a...
Well, you haven't really seen skirts in Star Wars before.
No.
You don't really see skirts that many.
No. Which makes Qi'Ra stand out because, you know, she doesn't wear pants at all during the film.
No.
It's very odd compared to some
I
of the
didn't
other
wear pants during the
looks.
film either. I didn't wear pants while watching it. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, but that cape is gorgeous. I love the color on her, and I love that underneath is that white jacket too. So she goes from, you know, the black color to more of a open white color.
And there's a lot of details on the white jacket. I see a lot of cosplayers rushing this costume, but, you know, they have quilted sleeves and it has quilted sides. So don't forget those tiny little details when you're making these costumes.
And she has a few other costume changes too, but those
They're
two
small.
are the...
They're adding and removing other pieces.
Basically.
So.
But yeah, it's gorgeous and I loved it.
So let's talk a little bit about Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson.
He's a delight.
He is.
I love Woody Harrelson.
He gets mainly one costume throughout the whole film, although he does also add the fur when they're on the ice kind of snow planet.
I don't know what planet that is.
Did
they ever say?
Most likely. They make up a planet name for everything.
Yeah.
So we apologize. We're bad Star Wars fans right now. But Tobias looks like a military reject, to be honest.
He does.
You know, the duster that he's wearing is very much smuggler. It's very much villain. But underneath of it looks like a jacked uniform.
Yeah, which is what Han Solo brings up. He goes, you know, that uniform has a bunch of laser holes in it, so either you're a very fast healer or you still off a dead man, which he's still off a dead man. Surprise! He's a smuggler. He's a gangster.
My favorite part, though, is the belt, because it is straight up Han Solo's same belt. It is a smuggler belt.
It is.
I guess that is just what smugglers wear.
I like how it has two straps, too, so you can have dual pistols.
Exactly.
So that's...
It's very nice.
I like the coat, too. I like that, you know, it's very Star Wars. It's, you know, it's just a kind of...
He fits in the world.
We haven't seen... The main smugglers we've seen are, you know, Han Solo, and that's about it. We haven't really seen a whole collection of different smugglers, except for, like, the Clone Wars and maybe a little bit of Rebels. So live action stuff is really cool to see.
Up next is Dryden Voss, played by Paul Bettany. He is a crime syndicate head boss. He obviously answers to somebody else, and we're not going to spoil that for you.
But that person looked really good, too.
But he is prime boss material in here. The most notable thing about his character is he has these very clear claw mark scars down his face.
Which, if you notice, whenever he gets, like, angry or something, they turn red along with his eyes. So I didn't know what the hell that was.
Have no idea if it's part of his genetic
and
makeup,
he has,
if
like,
it was battle wounds.
He has, like, a staple thing up to the top of his head. I at first thought that he was originally going to be that character that we talked about, and that was going to fall off, and that was going to reveal...
Interesting.
Yeah, but...
Interesting. I'm glad that wasn't...
I am, too.
Yeah.
But he... For, you know, a villain, he's kind of throwawayable for me, not gonna lie, but his outfits are really cool.
He's not very memorable. Paul Bettany does have the really good voice, and he does present a scary attitude, actually, on
he does.
He has a formidable presence. However, just in a world of notable villains, he gets lost
kind of
in
falls
the flow.
flat. Yeah.
And Qi'Ra does overshadow him completely. Her character is much more interesting.
Oh, yeah. Without question.
The way he looks, though, it is very mafioso to me. I
like how he has, like, a shoulder cape. He has, you know, it's kind of like a business suit mixed with... Yeah. It's very kind of like Italian crime boss. If that makes sense.
He's Godfather in space, and I like that touch.
I'm okay with that. But yeah, his whole, you know, ship was decked out with black and gold, which you haven't really seen that color scheme before in Star Wars, and he represents that in his costumes, too, along with Qi'Ra.
Yes.
So I like that a lot. Oh... This person. I like this person. Yeah.
So, Enfys Nest is a very small part of the film, and throughout most of it, her face is covered.
And that you assume that it's a he.
You assume so because of the voice changer.
Yeah, kind of like how Zam was in Attack of the Clones. Everyone thought that the bounty hunter was a he.
Yes.
Guess what? It's a she! Spoiler alert!
That, by the way, does not spoil anything for you in
doesn't.
the movie. It's not a plot point that it's really a woman.
No,
just
but
so you know.
I love it. And she's like 19 or 20. She's not like, you know,
a younger
40
character.
Or something. Yeah. But the visor is really cool. I like it's very kind of tribal. It's very Like, you could see that kind of character maybe blending in with the wall of some, like, ancient temple and then kind of jumping out and getting you.
So
If that
her
makes
whole
sense.
group of marauders are
Yes.
very much thrown together, motley crew,
Mhm.
from both who they are under their masks as well as who they are on the outside. They're all wearing very mismatched outfits. Basically, it looks like they picked up clothes that they could find. They picked up weapons that
Yeah.
they could find. It was none of this stuff was handmade with attention to detail.
No.
It's very much a reflection of who they are as
They kind of
outsiders and
Frankenstein
refugees.
kits them.
Yeah.
It's not like, the Mandalorian warriors who have a set kind of look to them.
Huge juxtaposition to Dryden and Qi'Ra, who clearly
Yes.
had their clothes handmade. It shows the difference between the affluence of Dryden and
Mhm.
Qi'Ra and the, I guess, poverty in Fizz Nest.
Yes, it's very tribal. It's very, in the mud, in the dirt, warriors, and I really like that.
I do too. So next up is Val, played by Tandy Newton.
She looks so good in this.
She looked amazing. I absolutely love the natural hair look.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good touch.
It was a fun touch. It was very much 70s callback. Since,
Mhm.
A New Hope was made in the 70s. It
Yes.
makes sense that since this is about 12 years prior, that we look kind of around the same.
Mm-hmm.
She's also our very first smuggler, and she is decked out really fun. She has
She is.
a leather jacket
With
that's
some fur details and
Exactly.
like this. I don't know if it's piping, if it's wiring. I don't know what's going on there, but
she does seem to have a connection with her weapons.
yes.
Actually braided into her
Mhm.
costume, which was great.
But yeah, she looked great. I wish that we could have seen a little bit more of her.
Her screen time is minimal,
Yes.
and that is inferred simply by the posters as well. She's featured in the background of them, never in the
Mhm.
forefront. So, again, not a spoiler alert
No.
at all. Okay, last character up is one of our favorites.
He is like the master of fashion,
Absolutely.
the first pansexual in space. It's been confirmed. Fuck off, internet.
He's Lando Calrissian,
Yeah.
played by the great Donald Glover.
My God, he was good.
He was fantastic
Yeah.
as an actor. The character looked amazing.
Like, this
So-
is a young Billy D. Williams.
We don't actually see him wear a ton of his outfits, but we get to see them hanging up in the Falcon, which
I
is
want that
great
closet.
too.
I
know
really
you
want
do.
that closet.
I know all you want is a closet full of capes.
I do. Like, he had a cape for every occasion. Like,
He did.
literally, and it was fantastic.
And I love that Qi'Ra borrowed it.
Yes.
That was fun too.
It was great. I like that, when we first see Lando, he's, has the blue cape, and I think he has a
yellow
gold,
shirt.
yellow shirt.
Yeah, very
And he has a
bright.
kind of a tie-looking scarf thing. He has a fur coat as well at one point. It's, when you, at the kind of, not end credit scene, but at the very last scene, he's in almost looks like a Hawaiian version.
Yes.
With like a white cape and like
Yes.
a decked out kind of orange shirt with red symbols on it. His charm, everything from the hair, the facial hair, that was Lando.
He is the embodiment of a con man, and
Yes.
the outfits reflect it. So you can tell that he used to come from a very poor background, and
Mhm.
he has connived his way through to get money, to
Yes.
get wealth, and he shows it the way, the very nouveau riche
Mhm.
does. He goes all
Yes.
out with his ship. He goes all out with his clothing, and
He has a wet bar in the
he
Falcon.
does. He does. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved his shoes too. There's a shot where he's sitting back in the Falcon and he's like recording himself. He's like vlogging like a YouTuber, and
So great.
he has these really beautiful pointed like leather shoes. I don't think besides the prequels, I don't think we've seen a man be as fashionable since the prequels.
I agree.
And the prequels have beautiful costumes for men and women, but this takes the cake.
I agree.
And then of course we have Chewbacca, who doesn't really look different. He gets a new little belt thingy, but
That's about it.
that's it.
That's about it.
He gets
All
all
right.
he gets all muddy too.
So that's going to do it for the looks of Solo. Let us know in the comments what your favorite was. So we, of course, didn't talk about every character, but, let us know what you think.
Yes, let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Click on the little bell thingy so you get notifications whenever we post new videos. It'll make that noise maybe. I don't know. And then it probably won't. But then tune in next week, guys. We'll be back.
Bye.